So today I'm absolutely delighted that Megan Ward, who works with us here at Wiston, has agreed to do a little interview in honour of International Women's Day. To start with, I'd love to ask Megan what she does here at Wiston.
So I'm the production manager here at Wiston, which means I organise the second half of sparkling wine production, which means there's the riddling process after the bottles have been on lees in storage, the disgorging of those bottles and the labelling and the distribution. So I do that for both Wiston wines and client wines as well. I really love the aspect of you're starting to think about the wine and the customer at this point. So it's had its time on lees, or maybe it's not finished its time on lees yet, and we might discover that through a disgorging trial. We're looking at dosage levels and we're looking at time on cork, and that side of things is really interesting. It kind of loops back to all the nerdy, sciencey, sensory stuff, which I'm really into.
What did you study to enable you to be able to work in the wine world? How did you get here?
So when I was starting to be really interested in wine, I did the WSETs, so I did the level 2 and the level 3, and I did those while I was working, kind of before and after I worked in a wine shop as well. And then I went to Plumpton 2015 to 2018 to do the full BSc degree there in viticulture and enology.
And have you found at any points in your career there have been any kind of barriers, any moments when you've had, as a woman, to choose to challenge?
I don't think I have personally, no. I've always found my work environments that I've been in really equal, and Plumpton was the same as well. When I was there, I found it really equal. Our year group was a pretty much 50-50 split, which was actually slightly different to the previous years, where there was more male dominance. But yeah, no, I don't think I've not had anything that's, scuppered my chances of a career in wine. You always get the odd lorry driver who'll make some comment about driving a forklift. But yes, I do drive a forklift. So does Amber, my lovely colleague, also female, who works for me. She drives a forklift too. And it is a staple of working in a winery.
And Megan, you know us. We love a party around here. I know dinner parties have been few and far between in the last year. But if you were to be hosting one in celebration of International Women's Day, we would love to know who would be on your guest list.
I was thinking about this. I've got a long list of who I'd like, but it's my dinner party, so I can have as many people as I want.
You can.
I actually kind of want Queen Elizabeth I and II.
Oh, cool.
I think that'd be really interesting. And I also want women who are in a chef role, but also in a TV kind of sense as well. So I'm thinking like Fanny Craddock, Mary Berry, Delia Smith, Nigella Lawson. I think that would be awesome to have those kind of figures. And obviously they love food and wine because it makes sense.
Oh, I'd love to be there. Sounds great. And wine-wise?
Well, we've got to start off with fizz because I love fizz. It's my favourite area of wine, and so we've got to think about Wiston. It's got to be the Rosé 14 for me at the moment. It's actually risen through the ranks. It didn't used to be one of my favourite wines, but it is now. It's delicate but bold. It's got this real kind of distinctive quince character, but it's got some spice going on as well. And I think that would work really well with maybe try it with some cheeses or charcuterie. Maybe like a tomato dish I could see it going well with. And then thinking about inspirational women or women in wine, someone that really stands out for me is Susana Balbo, and she's a winemaker in Argentina. And she was the first woman in Argentina to get an enology degree there.
Wow.
And she herself experienced some setbacks in the world of wine. She was only given kind of lab positions rather than the winemaking positions when she first started out. But she makes a great range of wine. There's like Malbecs in there for your reds, and then really interesting like barrel fermented Torrontés. So that's something I would definitely go for next. Barrel fermented Torrontés, that sounds right up my street. And I'm thinking kind of like loads of different salads, some green sauces with chili in them, things like that. And then to finish, I'm going in for some sort of sweet sherry or sweet port, I think.
Oh, we had one of those the other day, actually. We were sent by Rebottling. Wonderful. Oh, that is all mouth-watering sounding. Megan, thank you so much for your time.